What's going on? It's your man Kil.
And I am Dr. Roz.
Back for another ep of Marriage Exposed. We're still breaking down the top 7 reasons you need to come see us or go seek some type of counseling in your marriage or relationship. We have already dealt with, number 1, communication has been negative or non-existent. Number 2, when one or both parties have considered having an affair or has had one. Number 3, when the couple seems to just be occupying the same space and y'all are just roommates. And we're up to number 4. No, we're actually on number 5. Number 4 was when the partners do not know how to resolve their differences. And number 5 is when one partner begins to act out on negative feelings. Somebody may be saying, well, Kil, what does that mean, acting out on negative feelings? It's basically if somebody has hurt you, your whole goal is to hurt them back. So, which is a huge way of how I used to be. I was very vindictive. I was very patient with my vindictiveness. If you did something to me, I could sit back and wait 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months to get you back. Because it just, if I got you back next week, it's too obvious. It's obvious I got you back. I wanted to make it seem like the universe, karma was getting you back. So I could wait a while. But bet money at the end of the day, you was going to feel how you made me feel.
So glad you got saved.
Yeah, that, and I had to understand, that wasn't going to be productive for my marriage. And I think that was one of the things that
life in general.
Yeah, life in general, but I think that's one of the things I got to actually, give myself props for, is that I understood coming into my marriage, there was a lot of stuff I had to dead about myself, before getting married, or it just wasn't going to work.
That's really mature of you, because you were, what, 26?
26.
Yeah.
And I just understood that the stuff I was doing in the streets with my girlfriends and chicks before, it wasn't going to work in a marriage. Nor did I want to bring that in with the marriage. And then you couple that with I just gotten saved and everything like that. It kind of made me say I got to check myself. And trust me, it's not an easy thing. I mean, when me and T first got married, she did something that just totally set me off. And I really wanted to get her back. I mean, it was killing me. Like, I was giving God a timetable. Like, God, you got like 5 more minutes, dog, or I'm gonna have to do this because you taking too long, And it happened that maybe about a year later, the situations got switched, and the same predicament she was in, that I was in, now she was in, and she was now able to see it from my side of the fence. And it's one of those things where I learned early on in my marriage and early on in my walk with God is that, when he does it his way, it's better. My way was, I want you to feel hurt. I want you to feel the hurt that I felt. I want you to feel the betrayal that I felt. You know what I mean? Whereas with God, it's not more so about, I want this person to be hurt. God is more so schooling you almost to now show you, okay, this is why you shouldn't have done what you did type thing. You know what I mean? So that was a good lesson to learn early on in marriage and early on in my walk. And it's kind of the same thing. And I know that there are a lot of people who are like the old Kil who are in their marriages now, who feel very vindictive, who feel like I have to get you back, who, it could be from something small. Like, it could be from something like, he forgot my birthday, or she forgot this, or he didn't do this, or she said she was going to do that. What happened?
You cannot forget.
Nah, I'm not. I'm just saying that for somebody else, that may not be that important. You know what I mean? So, or forgetting an anniversary. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, there's always going to be small things that tick you off, and there are going to be big things that tick you off. But if you're that dude like I was, that's like keeping track, like, oh, she did this, she did that, okay, now I got to get her back. It's not going to be productive for your marriage. And I think a lot of those times is we get like that because we don't know how to get over and get past what the person did to us.
You haven't truly forgiven.
Right.
You haven't truly forgiven. And because when you, and let me just tell you something, forgiveness is not easy. It's not. I mean, because you got to go through those emotions. So if you've had betrayal, you got to go through those emotions of being angry, hurt, mad, all of that before you can get to forgiveness. And the other person needs to allow you time to get to that place.
Right.
And a lot of times the other individual, because they've gotten whatever the drama they've done off their chest, they feel relieved and they think you should just get over it. And sometimes that's not possible.
Right.
It's just not possible. People have to go through the emotions. Emotions exist for a reason. You got to work through that betrayal emotion, and it becomes really hard to do if you guys start playing this tick for tat type of game. you do this, now I'm going to do this, you did that, now I'm going to do this, you did that, now I'm going to do this. Nobody's getting anywhere. And guess what? The more doing this and the more doing that outside of your marriage takes place, the less time you're spending within your marriage to get your marriage on the right track.
Right. So that's the reason you should come get some counseling, is because number one, you have to learn the steps in the process on how to get over things. And then number two, like Roz just said, so that now you ain't out in the streets doing whatever just to prove a point or just to show, okay.
Because when you get like that, you get reckless.
Yeah.
You get reckless.
And I know couples that have literally somebody cheated, then the spouse cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Just on some old just because, he could do that. Oh, okay, well, I didn't get the memo that we could cheat, so let me go do what I've been wanting to do for a while, But at the end of the day, like I always tell folk, is you got to answer to God for yourself.
Yeah.
I tell my kids all the time. My kids, I work with older youth in Southeast DC. I don't want nobody thinking I got kids plural. I got Naomi. That's it. That's all. Single, solo, no more, no less. Like KRS said. But I'm always telling my kids that the only difference between my teenagers and us adults is just the number, because we're just as immature as them half the time. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing, is that this whole get back thing, it's going to feel good for a minute. It's going to feel good that I got the person back. It's like a crack high. It's like that high that lasts 5 minutes. Like, yeah, I got you back. Now and it's like, and now what?
You're right.
Now
what?
Right. Now what do I do? So now you're pissed off. I'm relieved for 5 minutes, but it's not like there's any Publishers Clearinghouse checking my mail. I finally got you back.
Right.
And it's just like, now what do we do? And that's why it's one of those things where you have to.
And to get somebody back, that means you want your spouse to hurt.
Right.
And my thing
Which
is,
makes sense on the surface. Which makes sense in the beginning. In the beginning, you're like, I'm hurt. Time for me to hurt her. And
that's when you're in that hurt stage.
Right.
That's somewhere you go through the emotions.
You got it the same way how your boss did something to just piss you off, and you just want to snuff her or snuff him or whatever. That place where you stop
yourself from snuffing your boss.
That's the
you
same
realize
place
you got to keep your job.
That's the same place you got to go to, where, of course, you have that emotion of, I can't believe he or she did this, and of course you get mad, and I call that the get mad period. Get mad, be upset, be hurt, but at the end of the day, you now have to find out. You have to do something good with that hurt. You have to turn that hurt into something good, because, like you said, then I'm just turning right back around and wanting to hurt my spouse, which isn't going to help the situation out.
And to hurt
anymore.
People.
Yeah,
it's too hard to recover from that. It's just too hard to recover from that.
Right. So that's what we got. Number 5, when one partner begins to set out and act on negative feelings. We're going to be back with number 6 and number 7. I'm your man, Kil.
And I am Dr. Roz.
With this AKA.
I am representing my colors today. I'm feeling good. We're 105 years old. I got it right.
I know. I saw you all over Facebook. I know. Trust me. I know how old y'all are. You rep AKA lovely. So
all day, every day.
I understand.
All day. And you know what? Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta. Welcome to Centennial Island. They're now 100 years old.
I saw that on Facebook too.
Yeah. Welcome to all my Delta friends out there. Delta sister girls. Welcome.
I'm Kil.
And I'm Dr. Roz.
Keep it alive for more marriage exposed.